Okay. Hello everybody. This is actually my first stream on NGS, so please forgive me if things go a little bit weird and let me know if anything happens. But today we are casting playoffs round 1 for Div A, Deathwing's Hookah Lounge versus Beast Coast. This is Div A's first seed versus the 8th seed, as you can see there. So it should be a fun match. They actually played last week just for their last round of the normal season, and it was a 2-1 victory over Deathwing's Hookah Lounge, for Deathwing's Hookah Lounge. So we will see if the same thing happens, or if Beast Coast is able to pull it out, or what happens today. You can see there, Beast Coast. Yes, weather's happening. Beast Coast banned Shrines and Cursed, and Deathwing's Hookah Lounge banned Elterac and Braxis. Uh, Deathwing's Hookah Lounge took first pick, and so Beast Coast took Towers of Doom as their map. That's how we got here. We are in the lobby, just waiting for everybody to get ready. And then whenever the teams are ready, audio. Oh, okay. So there is game audio now, but it's just too quiet. I'll turn that up a bit then. The music, at least. We'll see how the in-game sound effects go. And it looks like teams are just getting about ready, so we'll do the fun official NGS video to start us off. Just like I flipped through all of my scenes there. That was pretty good, huh? We are seconds out. Seconds out. Sure. Seconds out from starting the draft, where we see what happens. Audio on the video is very low. Alright, so I think my audio in general is pretty low. Let me just turn that up overall.
Towers of Doom.
Let's do this. Okay. In a bit, when you guys hear what happens, let me know how the audio sounds. Alright, so we've got the draft. I know with a name like Deathwing Hookah Lounge, I'm curious to see what happens with Deathwing here. But I suspect... There we go, draft. I suspect that since Deathwing Hookah Lounge has first pick, I know that Beast Coast considers Deathwing to be quite overpowered, so I'm thinking they're gonna ban it. Very quick Stukov ban from Beast Coast. I don't know if that was probably scouting. And then the goal ban from Deathwing Hookah Lounge was definitely scouting because Beast Coast, has done that. I can hear the draft, but I can't see it. Should be up soon. So Deathwing Hookah Lounge actually banned Deathwing, which is an interesting choice, and Ariel was left up by both teams. So now we have to see if Deathwing Hookah Lounge picks Ariel up or not. She's also quite strong. There was a patch earlier today that nerfed her a little bit, like her energy gain, her auto attacks I think were weakened a bit, and her Q. So they left Ariel up. And now we see if Beast Coast is going to take that or not. I have to think that... No? Alright. Well, what do I know then, clearly?
The light abandons no man.
Anna Uther. So double support with Uther, maybe even Uther main tank. Ooh. We'll see if they do any swaps or such after the draft. And interestingly enough, that does still leave Ariel up. So I guess both teams are feeling that the changes to Ariel earlier in the patch today did enough to make her maybe not worth that early pick anymore. Now for the third ban phase, so Deathwing Hookah still does need a healer, a support, so Beast Coast could decide to ban that. And then we could see maybe DPS or maybe actual main tank bans from DHL. I may stick with DHL. Let's see what the ban is. Anduin. So they did go with a healer ban. And now we're going to see, is DHL going to ban a DPS, I could see? A mage maybe? Something that goes well with Anna's Nana boost? Or are they going to go for a main tank type of thing? And they did decide to go with a main tank ban. So we'll see whether or not that played into Beast Coast's master scheme, if they're going to main tank Uther. I think Muffin has been their tank a lot of it, a lot of this season, but not necessarily all of it, and they have swaps too, so.
Will rise again.
This galaxy shall
Secret
suffer.
on Leoric, okay. So they've got a Leo offlane. I'm an offlane player, so expect me to be in the offlane like 95% of the time, because that's all that really matters. And so DHL has a choice now if they're going to Falstad offlane or actually pick something, a more traditional bruiser type of offlaner. Or Abathur. It's one of Abathur's best maps.
For the frozen
Oh, this is
throne.
interesting. Okay, so they did end up going with the Ariel. So they valued her enough to pick, just not that early in the draft. And then drafted what are traditionally two main tanks, a Nubarak and ETC. So my guess is that's going to be an ETC in the offlane, possibly, and maybe using the stage dive to get that sort of a global. But we'll see. They may mix things up. And then Sylvanas at the end there on Mega Muffin, actually. So this is an Uther main tank. So I don't know if they decided to go for it from the beginning, but they did end up going for it. Sylvanas is quite a strong all-around assassin, so not super surprised to see that picked up in this draft. Now we wait for the map to load. Towers of Doom, most people probably know this, but this is the bot lane here is valued quite highly. So we may see things like Leoric for Beast Coast there, double soaking top and mid, and letting the rest of Beast Coast, especially with Sylvanas, push bot lane hard and just stay there the whole game, not leaving. DHL's probably going to have a little bit more trouble double soaking. Not
Prepare
impossible with
yourself
them,
for battle,
especially with some later
heroes.
talents that they get. But we'll see. So we've got blue on Ariel, Star Fox 64 on Anubarak, Devo on Falstad, Big Wiz on ETC, and Patches on Li Ming for the blue
The
team
battle
Deathwing's
begins
Hookah
in
Lounge.
10 seconds.
And then over here on the red team, we've got Saris on Anna,
5,
Mumkus on
4,
Greymane, dancing there,
3,
Mega Muffin
2,
on Sylvanas,
1.
Piemaker on Uther, and Secret
Well,
333
what are you waiting
on
for?
the Auric. We'll see as both teams meet in the middle. They're gonna do the dance. Yeah. We've got engage happening here. Lots of CC and CC. The game sounds very loud for me. how is it for people watching? Let me know, please. And Falstad going up to the top lane, which means that it's going to be a noob and ETC in the 4 stack here. DHL got the faster rotation, so they're finished and they're going back up top. I think that Beast Coast actually did miss some soak in bot lane there. Checking the top lane, aka the lane that matters. This is probably going to be a little hard for Leo, unless he's able to really sneak up and get some damage, but Falstad has a bit of maneuverability to escape there. In bot lane, we see both teams going for camps. ETC being a little bit sneaky there, but backing off when he sees Beast Coast there. Who lines on the pointer? Game too loud. Okay, I can fix both of these things. Turn down the game, and then mouse and keyboard. Cursor lines. Let me know how this is, please. So both teams took their camps at roughly the same time. If check talents, check that. Yeah, they're just going to be clearing camps here. As you see, Leo is trying to double soak, which means that Beast Coast Red Team has a 4v3 in bot here. Viciousness, stealth for Greymane. Lots of damage onto ETC, but he gets healed up with Ariel. However, Beast Coast has taken already half of the wall down, which no damage at all on the red suit. So as expected, they're pushing that 4 really hard. The new flank is enough to take out Uther. It doesn't look like Beast Coast is getting a counter kill there. So that has put them a little bit ahead in experience. Plus, Leo may have missed some soak there too. So it looks like Beast Coast is probably going to be giving up this bot. Well, is going to be giving up this bottom shrine, and then going to be contesting,
Go forth and
taking theirs. And looks like they're just going to be giving Falstad. So Beast Coast kind of just hanging out in the middle here.
And mine alone.
Nope, they do go to contest. Missed that. Monkus went over there and almost just misses the kill. One more auto attack and he would have had it. Fortunately, that may have been late, and DHL is thinking about contesting, but they're quite split. Their squishies and their tanks are just on opposite sides. Falstad comes in for the flank, and now the happens. ETC going quite low. ETC gets down with Monkus, but Monkus has no mana anymore. So he's going to have to just fling his auto attacks. Q would have been close to finishing that off, but not able to. Li Ming down here stalling quite a lot, but probably not going to be able to get Playmaker because of the body blocks. So Beast Coast did get 2 of those altars, which is great for them, but Towers of Doom, it's never too late to come back on this map. Looks like Beast Coast may be thinking of invading, but they decide against it when they see DHL there. Monkus, Mega Muffin, Saris clearing that, while Playmaker thinks about soaking, instead anchors in the bush there, and both teams take their camps almost at the exact same time again. They're both really on point with getting their camps. And so again in the bot now we've got Beast Coast with a 4v3, because Falstad's not quite able to double soak. Checking 7s, that's pretty standard for Greymane. I don't really know the rest of these talents. Normal for Leo. That's more orb talents than I think I'm used to. So this could be orb build leading all the way. I think I don't remember what level Calamity's at, but we'll see. So it's 4v4 now bot, which does mean that Falstad's going to have some work to double soak. And if we check middle here, he's just gonna miss this whole lane. So that's mostly what Beast Coast is wanting. See, nothing happens in the 4v4. Nobody cares about that. We care about the offlane, the dynamics of the XP soak. Reduce a bit of a fight both ways. Oh, Monkus wants to kill, but he's not quite able. And those big orbs chunking the squishies. So there's one altar here. Both offlaners look like they're not quite getting there. There we go. Yeah, and DHL gets it. Monkus had the back. So still about a half level lead on DHL. Choice XP. There we go. Oh, nice kill on a noob. And they may get one at ETC, but Monkus is gonna have to go deep. Oh, he missed the Q just barely. They were out of range. Again, we've got 4v3 bot in favor of Beast Coast. They'd really like to try to get this power with this next wave to give them a little bit more flexibility with chasing and everything. And then we have ETC now soaking mid. DHL has... Oh, because of the dive stage. Okay. Stage dive. DHL has definitely been rotating who they send to mid. Falstad coming in as well, so DHL is definitely trying to make use of their globals. Oh, missed a kill. Uther was in the cocoon, right. So he was in the cocoon and Beast Coast understandably ditched him. One altar, which is probably, let's see, 8. So Beast Coast will have time to get set back up for that if they want to. Both teams, again, on point with the camps. Well, if not on point, at least equally fast with them. Talk about alts really quickly. Cursed Bullet for Greymane, as expected. Silence, Divine Storm for Uther, and Tomb, and Nano. Oh, wait, this fight. There's a Divine Storm and a Tomb to get that kill. However, Oriel's able to nullify that right there. And that's 2 ults for 1. Falstad also took the altar while they were busy. Slightly mistimed cocoon breaking. Possibly expected Beast Coast to break him out earlier. This is the second time that Falstad has bribed the camp up top. We can see it's just gotten the gate there so far. Close. Ariel's... Monkus dove deep for that kill, knowing that Ariel's res is down. And with support from Sylvanas neutralizing the minions, and Uther coming in to get him out of there. That was nice coordination. Which Beast Coast is going to need to do, because they are still behind points. Not by much, but... Oh, almost getting another kill there. That's good for Beast Coast. That's what they wanted to happen here. And staggering them is not good for DHL. We're going to have to see... They've got the wave cleared now, so now Beast Coast is tanking that. And Falstad's coming in. Falstad's going to go for the Gust to try to get some kills here. But Falstad himself dies, and res is not quite up. So the staggered kills is really what's throwing up DHL's plan. So now that Beast Coast has gotten that bot fort, they're going to position. They may just look to trade here. They're ahead 1 level, they're ahead 1 person, but a trade here is in favor of Beast Coast. Didn't quite finish. Ults, Stage Dive, which you've already seen, Res, which you've already seen, Cocoon, which you've already seen, Disintegrate from Li Ming. I see Wave of Force a lot still, so that's an interesting choice, but Disintegrate is still something people pick. And then Mighty Gust, which we've seen Falstad come in a couple times now to get that Gust. So if we look at damage here. Yeah, so Beast Coast is going to position as 4 to defend this bot fort while Leo double soaks, and they're going to hope that DHL can't take that and can't double soak. DHL on the flip side is going to want to do those things. Leo comes in for the flank though, and tombs Li Ming, but not the right person to attune. We're going to see now, yes, the counter engage with stage dive. As the Beast Coast does trade it out, but a gust into the death zone. So this was a 1 for 2, but Ariel can res herself. So this is now 2 for 2. Yeah, okay. So 2 for 3, but because of the res, it's now 4 alive for DHL versus 2 for Beast Coast. So DHL is going to take that team fight and really try to now take this fort back. With ultras in 30 seconds, they can take their mercs, but I don't know if they're going to be able to get much else with the advantage here.
Heroes.
Let's see. So top damage on both sides is actually quite similar, like within a few hundred, which is impressive. Second damage is not quite the same, but DHL is doing a little bit of a different comp, so that's not super surprising. Beast Coast looks like they're going to trade 1 for 2 here. All they have is Secret in position, who's just going to try to stall on his own until the team gets here. And he did it, but he's low. And so now here's the ETC flank again. And all of Beast Coast is so low right now. Yes. That was not what Beast Coast wanted out of that. And so DHL, you'll see, is taking the mercs, and they're going to probably try to take this bot fort before they even take the shrine, the altar maybe. They've got still 20 seconds, 30 seconds almost. Took it really quickly, a noob channels, and that puts Beast Coast, a few minutes ago, they were right where they wanted to be.
Like
Oops.
all the others.
A few minutes ago they were right where they wanted to be, but now, not. This has fallen out of their plan. The ETC stage dive, Beast Coast seems not prepared to handle that in any of these fights. So they're going to need to audible up a new plan here. Some way to deal with that. Monk has taken the top camp, which is great. There wasn't much else for them to do before they respawned. And so now, looks like Sylve used her trait, which is unfortunate because a large amount of that trait time was now wasted because they had no minions and no heroes poking that. The trait would have been a great way for them to take it back. So we've got a 4v4 here. 1 level lead for DHL. Leoric pushing quite deep into mid, but he's probably going to back out and try to soak that top again still. Leo did get a nice strong wave mid, so you can see it's losing some, but that'll be a slow push.
The altars rise again.
So BC is able to clear the wave from the cocoon, and the noob goes in from the ETC stage dive, but that one did not work out as well. The noob's coming back. We'll see if this res, he should be able to get out. Is Leo able to finish? Sylve, a noob dies, Sylve is low. And there's a fort here too, so Beast Coast is now 5v3, so they can make things happen. Oh, not if Sylve dies. Ah, that was unfortunate. 4v3 now. They're gonna need to finish this fight before channeling. So we can see that Leoric took both of the Wraithwalk talents here, so he's able to really minimize the damage that they're able to do when he's able to get that in. Executioner from Monkus to take advantage of the slows that Leo stuns that Uther has. Let's see. Ariel went the quest to increase your max healing, full orbs again. center. Also common for Noob. Beast Coast back down again, trying to get this bot fort. I think they did actually get the channel here. I wasn't actually paying attention when that happened, but Uther has Divine Storm, and he uses it. Are they going to be able to make it happen? Yes, they are. But the revive coming up, and the ETC stage dive. So they got the XP from that kill, and the RL ult is down, but it still is a deep fight. Ariel in the Entomb, but the Gust disengage should be enough to keep her safe. And so lots of ults used, but in the end, both teams are kind of in the same spot. With DHL having that advantage, Sylve keeps using her trait without really having to follow up on this bot fort. Which is unfortunate. She could be using that on the wave, or when they're able to push a little bit. Lots of poke damage, both teams quite close to 20. Not quite sure, looks like Beast Coast got it first. And so now they're pushing in with 20s. AoE on the Grey main attack. Blink for Sylve. Upgraded Divine Storm for Uthith, that's always fun to see. Buried Alive for Leoric. And upgraded Nano. Both teams posturing off the altars. They may be trading these out. DHL would like that. Yep, both teams can trade it out, and then Beast Coast going right back down, it looks like, to try to get that bot fort. 20s now full. Oh, we got a boss play. Boss play is going to put Beast Coast dangerously low now. 20s Storm Shield for ETC, quite similar. Shield for Ariel. Tasha's Elements for Li Ming, and that just empowers her abilities as long as she uses them cleverly. Rewind for a noob, so he's going to have a bunch of stuns. And then Wind Tunnel for a false set. Wind Tunnel's quite common for false set. Upgraded Divine Storm and Bullet both went out and got the ETC kill. Rez is not quite up yet. Big chunky heal from Ariel though. She's got an extra 600, so you can see that more than a third of her Ariel's heal now is all due to that 16 quest. Don't really know how to get off of that view. Oh well. So, in the middle of that, while I was messing with the controls, Beast Coast got their mid. Which is good. The Orcs soaking, the Orcs grabbing the Mercs here, and they're going to push this out, disabling the fort. This is a 4v4 still, because ETC died, but yeah, Uther went low, but that's okay. He's getting that trait value. And that's what you want when you're a hero, to get that trait value. For example, Monk is alive right now because of that Uther trait value. Not where Beast Coast wants to be. Oh, Beast Coast is in so much trouble right now. 2 altars have just spawned as well. This is looking like game. We'll see. It doesn't, yeah. If they had gotten this fort, then actually both of these altars wouldn't have been enough. And I almost wonder if Syl should just go right now. Oh, and then they may get it. They got it, which means it's not GG now. Right? Did I miscount? Oh, they must have got one. Oh, they've got that one. Okay. They got bot while there were still 3. So 3 plus 2 is 5. And GG over to Deathwing's Hookah Lounge. So if we take a look, Li Ming managed to not die there, which was nice. Again, really tight on the hero damage from both Sylvanas and Li Ming. They were very close the whole game. And then, of course, the most important thing that matters is XP. So you can see Leo double soaked, got a little bit more XP. And if you remember, blue team, or sorry, red teams did get 20s first. So XP is all that matters in this game. Bunch of siege damage from the offlaners as expected. Um, but yeah, that was game one. We'll see what the teams are doing next. Um, so first team, let's see. Yep. Yeah, that was a very close game. The bot lane went back and forth between both teams. Bot lane went back and forth to keep with both teams. And in the end, Beast Coast almost lived with one core health there in the end, but it was exact lethal. So Beast Coast right now is deciding whether they want the map pick or first pick. I strongly suspect that Beast Coast is going to take first pick. At least prior to the patch today, they felt that both Deathwing and Ariel were so meta warping. And this is not unique to Beast Coast. Many teams felt that they were so meta warping that you had to ban them if you were the second pick. Now, that's not what happened at all in the last draft. First pick, actually, Deathwing's Hookah Lounge banned Deathwing. And nobody banned Ariel. So there were Ariel changes today. There were Deathwing changes today also as well. I think the Deathwing changes didn't change much. But the Ariel changes, it looks like both teams think that they were significant. Let's see. I think this is, I don't know how to actually I feel like this person that just showed up in my chat is perhaps not a real person here or such, but I don't know how to do anything. Whatever. Let me figure out, so we are going to Battlefield of Eternity next. And yes, it was Deathwing's Hookah Lounge map pick, which means that Beast Coast gets the first hero pick in the draft. I am not a player here. Let me update the overlay. So map 2 is Battlefield of Eternity by Deathwing's Hookah Lounge. Yep. So this map, teams basically need to decide, are they going for the burn or the team fight? Yes, Trey competes to make all the monies with me. So usually you want at least one hero that can burn, otherwise you win a team fight and they all respawn. The other team respawns before you have time to burn the immortals. So you want something like, Vala, maybe even Artanis, even Greymane. Usually a lot of those big auto attackers are the ones that do it. I don't know how to ban people. Um, yeah, we got someone in chat, but I don't know how to do things. Oh, there it is. Okay. Got it. So we had a bathroom break, which is why it took a bit. But we are back and ready to go. So in a sec, we'll get into the draft. And we'll see what they prioritize. Oh, as far as like, so auto attackers are generally pretty strong because you can get that consistent quick burn. But things like Li Ming with the really strong poke is also strong here because you can hide behind ledges and get some good poke. Seeing the Li Ming play that we saw last game, that could be something that Beast Coast decides to ban. But we will see. Hopping into the draft any second. There we go.
Battlefield of eternity.
All right. So, Deathwing ban almost certainly from Deathwing's Hookah Lounge. They banned it when they were first pick. They're gonna ban it on when they're second pick, I have to imagine. Stukov ban again from Beast Coast. Oh, they have their own captain. Oops. Let's see if that's okay with them. Cho, oh, this is different. Last game they banned Gull, this game they banned Cho. I wonder what's going through Deathwing's Hookah Lounge's minds here. They're so silly. Interesting to have banned a tank instead of a DPS last time. Kel'Thas, I think that was the bans that they had last time too. So just, yeah, straight up the same bans from Beast Coast regardless of what they were in. They probably would have banned Deathwing, but it got banned by DHL last time. So we're going to see what happens. It could be that DHL just doesn't value... Or, no, so they leave Deathwing up. I'm telling you, snap pick from Monkus on Deathwing. Let's see what happens. Yeah. It was several seconds there, which is longer than I expected. It was like 3 whole seconds. So now we get to see DHL had to have expected that. So we'll see if they have a plan. I feel like this kind of narrow, brawly map with 2 lanes, I feel like this is a strong Deathwing map. So it's a good one, but Li Ming, Greymane. Okay, so Li Ming makes sense in general on this map, and because they played a good Li Ming last time. And then Greymane, a strong assassin all around. But also, you know, at 10, Greymane's getting that cursed bullet to chunk off 40% of Deathwing's health.
There is always
Ariel, Joe, from Beast Coast, both top tier heroes in their respective roles. You know, Ariel did work last game. She was really low in the draft priority, which may be because of the nerfs today. But the res and those big chunky AoE heals were noticeable. Balaban for the burn, because Beast Coast has picked strong heroes, but they haven't actually picked a good Immortal burn. And they still need an offlaner. So that really narrows it down. And Anna from Beast Coast. Anna, Li Ming, scary. We saw that last game. I don't think I actually called it out much, but it was used in fights, putting that nano on Li Ming. No, it wasn't. Whatever. Whatever. I think I'm misremembering who is it. I don't remember previous games. It's too hard. But yes, we will need a healer and a support.
Reckoning is at
A
hand.
healer and a tank. And there you go. Tyrael tank is not particularly common. So we'll see what happens here. I've heard good things about him, that he's underrated, lower than he should be by a lot of people. So we'll see if they make him
Our
happen.
time has come.
Artanis for the offlane and for that immortal burn, and
Anytime
Raynor
you're
for the
ready.
immortal burn. So those are the people that Beast Coast wants on the immortal as much as they can. And then we'll see what they need. Offlane is really what I'm thinking here. But last game DHL had kind of a interesting comp. With the ETC mostly off lane, with Falstad off lane.
I bring the mega
They're doing
death.
ETC again. So the stage dive last game was rough for Beast Coast. ETC for DHL last game was really able to stage dive at the right moments. And every time, almost every time he did it, bad things happened for Beast Coast. This map though is significantly smaller. There's a good amount of interrupts for a mosh pit on Beast Coast's side, and Deathwing doesn't even care about it. So we could still see stage dive. What I bet we may see though is the Anduin bomb on Tyrael as he judgments in. And just to get stun plus shield, Greymane dives in, ETC stage dives, or just Qs in. DHL is going to want to
Prepare yourselves
dive.
for battle, heroes.
And so we'll see what happens. So on Deathwing's Hookah Lounge, winners of Game 1 going to try and see if they can pull it out in Game 2 for a 2-0 in the first round of the playoffs. It's Big Wiz on Tyrael, Blue 1442 on Anduin, Starfuck 64
The battle
ETC,
begins in
Devo Greymane,
10
and
seconds.
Patches on Li Ming. And trying to pull this into a Game
5,
3 is
4,
Beast Coast.
3, 2, 1.
Secret on the Artanis. Sorry, switching overlays there. Secret on the Artanis. Monkus on the Deathwing. Ceres on Ario. Mega Muffin on the Raynor. And the Pie Maker on Trove. No Monkus favors Worldbreaker Q build generally. We'll see if he goes with that or if he changes it up for this game. Amateur opponent is the talent you take on this map because of the immortal damage. Exterminator, strong push into wall so far. We'll see how it goes. Double stun there, and Monkus hate that route as well. Hold your ground, that's one of the talents that Joe takes. I don't know if it's common. This was... I can't remember if this was nerfed again today, but auto attacks themselves were. I think that's just it, yeah. Caspian Cube. Salvation material, force armor, block party. Yeah, with Artanis and Raynor, that makes sense. Viciousness and bold strategy. I've heard pluses and minuses for this one, so we'll see. Yeah, Monkus generally will like these types of gadgets where DHL comes in these narrow points. And we'll just have to see as Deathwing gets, if he goes Q build, it really requires some later talents to get that full value. The 13 and 16 for Deathwing are huge with Q build. And actually significantly less so with other builds. ETC goes in to push Ario out of the way, but the stun saves him. We actually did have Raynor rotate top. Looks like he's going to go for the Mercs, while Artanis keeps Tyrael busy, and we'll see if DHL noticed, and not in time. DHL going for their point, for their Mercs at 220, relatively normal time. We'll see if they cap it right away. It just says Rainer's just mercing.
Shall return before long.
If he does this on his own, he may need a Hearth after this. We'll see. So again, like last game, Beast Coast's 4-stack is able to just get a lot more early siege done. Last game, that didn't carry over enough into the late game, so we'll see what happens here. Beast Coast clearing this first. It looks like DHL is going to go for the Immortal first and leave this open. We'll see. Halftime. So quite even in halftime, DHL has a slight lead though of about 2,000 or so. And we'll see. It looks like Deathwing's going to try to defend. Not quite right angle and stun, but that narrow choke point with Joe pulling in. Monk's able to get a lot of damage, but is it enough? And it looks like it is. So yeah, Beast Coast putting their Immortal Burners on the Immortal, and only them. DHL getting quite low, but Beast Coast not able to secure the kill. Deathwing took to the sky, so he wasn't able to help. He should have Cataclysm up here soon, or now I think. So we'll see if that comes into play when he lands. So looks like Beast Coast just going 4 top, 1 bot, and then same DHL, 4 to defend and 1 bot. And Cataclysm comes down. See, not the best angle on a Q there. Joe's getting quite low, but another big healer, so she'll be back in. Immortal's down, first fork down. That's pretty solid. I think Beast Coast should be happy with that. Artanis looks like it's quite deep there. I'm not quite sure why, because he had the swap available. This is the fight happening here. So yeah, Artanis is probably going to swap top because Beast Coast has more that they can do down bot here, so they're going to want to put their 4-stack here. Joe needs a tap too, so all players looking pretty healthy. DHL is ready. Beast Coast sees, and DHL is going to let it go. Artanis actually came back bot. So this is now a 5v4. Art's going to want to swap and does not get it. It was hard to tell if that Anduin root on Artanis there stopped his Q, which means his swap didn't go quite as far as he wanted. +1, then E to get over. 1. Oh, you have to pick one of the visions first. Ah, thank you very much, Lazy Hydra. So we have quite a flexible rotation. Beast Coast put 4 up top, which means that they're going to start losing this wall. So they are really hoping to get value from this top merc camp they just took. 30 seconds and 20 seconds, so both merc camps not quite ready. Beast Coast getting ready for the defend, and we're gonna have our for the attack, sorry. Cataclysm, not quite the angle that I think Monkus would have wanted, but a 4-person stun right there. Not quite where his team needed to follow up, but still. Easy, well, not easy halftime, but a well-fought halftime for Beast Coast, pushing out and letting Artanis burn it down. Oh, and yes, I did not zoom in this match too. Oh, goodness. Could probably just zoom in here though, but... So this should be a yes, and quick immortal for Beast Coast. These two catapults and mercs, unfortunately, not quite able to get much value. Took down a little of the HP of the wall, but really not that much. So we have ults now for Beast Coast. Let's take a look at talents too in general. Suppression Pulse, so that will blind the Greymane when he dives in. Hyperion for Raynor from extra siege area control. Blessed Shield for stuns for Joe. Cataclysm reset, so just got reset there. And then Res for Ariel as expected. This talent I know was nerfed. The healing got reduced down to 2.5 from 3.5, I think, maybe 3. This 7 Ariel is big to help reduce the nerf that she had today, I know. There's the Cataclysm. Monkus went deep. Looks like it was mostly zoning. Same with the Hyperion. It's able to get Beast Coast that space that they want, so they're getting this fort. End though, not likely unless they get a kill. So I imagine they're going to want to miss one for those. There's the reset on the Cataclysm, messing with the defense, missing the swap again. Oh, big burn on Anduin. And we have ults just now for... Oh, let's see though. First, I think, yeah, Joe did fall. Deathwing's in trouble. Deathwing's almost certainly going down. Yep. Oh, Mega Muffin's down too. So it's 3 deaths. They went just a little deep. So, ults. We saw Sanctification. So that was actually not what I expected. I can see why. Like the narrow pointers with the narrow chokes with Deathwing Qs and Cataclysms and such. Sanctification may save lives here. Disintegrate again from Li Ming, again with an orb build from Li Ming. Pinball Wizard, Loudspeakers, and then Mosh Pit. So ETC did go Mosh Pit, which we have not seen come out yet. But that's, you know, Mosh Pit's good even if the other team has interrupts. You just have to be a lot more intelligent with your usage of it. So we'll see how DHL is able to do that. Bullet as expected from Greymane because we already saw that maybe twice even, just to get that Deathwing value. And then we do have Light Bomb from Anduin. So Light Bomb but no Judgment, so it's just going to be not quite as fun of a combo. Immortal's coming up soon. DHL took both of the Bruiser camps, but Beast Coast got both of the Siege. Both teams 12, you know, a quarter level lead maybe for Beast Coast, so quite even on the map and such, or on camps and levels, but both forts down is looking good for Beast Coast, as well as they have the Siege camp top. So Monkus, Cataclysm there, but that means he left his team, and they're able to really push in with this. Sanctification means that the Monkus needs to get out. Sanctification actually blocked the Immortal stun, so that was a clever use of it. So Beast Coast lost that fight. I'm not sure that Saris has actually had an opportunity to res anyone yet. So not the last, 2 minutes that that Beast Coast wanted, but DHL has got to be quite happy with that. If we look over here, the camp and catapults took down the wall. We'll see how much they're able to do. So Beast Coast still has strong burn. You can see that, they lost it, but it was close. If they were able to push it back. They're fighting over nothing right now, though. Fighting and dying over nothing. Res now on Raynor, but Looks like they have chased him out. Okay. The holy ground, sanctified ground, whatever that's called. Holy ground. Was a nice block to keep them from pushing more. So fountain down top. This keeps falling. DHL is going to defend it, and that gives Beast Coast free reign to defend the Immortal. 13's Illusionist, same thing that she took last time. So this is just an identical build. Mic check standard on the prowl. That's increased movement speed, pretty standard. And then just base 5% movement speed. Nice. Triple strike, so that'll just sync with his level 1 to kill that Immortal. This goes going for push here, but they're going to be pushed back, looks like. At this point, they may just want to get out unscathed. Deathwing's quite split there. Oh, I see what Monkus was thinking, but he's dead. He landed not too long ago, I think, so his flight almost certainly wasn't up. So as the game goes on, Beast Coast is losing more and more team fights. So they really just have to hope that their early advantage, taking down bot keep, they got the wall and just now got this down to 20%. They have to hope that that carries them through. Beast Coast gonna go for bot camp while DHL takes this top fort down, eliminates the camp.
Blue team has destroyed a fort.
And for 16s, DHL got them first. AoE damage, material, more orbs, big scary long orbs from Li Ming. Cooldown reduction. Oh, percent damage. That makes sense. Deathwing's gonna. Greymane gonna want to get on Deathwing and do that, and then Lightwell. So interesting that DHL is just gonna let Beast Coast trade. Beast Coast has slightly faster. Oh, now they go for the attack. And 16s are unlocked. Deathwing going in, he's going to need support, which goes back. That was a really nice sanctification by Tyrael. So now the question is, can Beast Coast get their Immortal? They're not going to be able to push him off. Let's see what happens. They get out. Yes, so they make it out actually here. You can see Deathwing's able to put out a lot of damage, but it doesn't matter because DHL got a fast enough lead. Thankfully, because of Beast Coast's early push there, DHL is able to has to come back and defend, which gives Beast Coast time to defend the Immortal. But DHL is coming. They hunger. If they can make it, they're going to want to get something, but they see it's too late. They really wanted to get that fort, I'm sure. Mega Muffin pop out of position. ETC and dies. Secret get low. It's the only death, and the res means that lagging there. Looks like I'm okay. Bit of stuttering flames, or stuttering frames. So during that fight, though, Beast Coast was able to push back and get a kill, which means that they're now able to, because of the res, they have the advantage now in numbers. So they take the camp to see if they're able to do anything else, or if DHL is able to keep things mostly steady for the next 15 seconds until ETC comes back. Beast Coast wants to keep. With their 5v4, they want to keep. And yeah, the Hyperion's gonna secure
Red
that.
team has destroyed a fort.
I do think that Deathwing should have just stayed in the air there, get that last few percent of health, and he doesn't do anything now anyways.
Our eternal
But
battle
this
will
does mean Fly
soon
will
be
be off
upon
cooldown a little earlier. Um, both teams posturing now for Immortals. Greymane was really close to getting split, but so it was a good combo for Munkus, but ETC's not the person who wants to be hitting with that. So both teams fighting now over DHL's Immortal. Deathwing using Cataclysm to escape and clear the way, so... Oops. Should take that off there. Quite a lot of damage out from both teams, but if you look at the ult cooldowns, a lot longer cooldowns now for Beast Coast. So in the end, I think I'd have to give the advantage to DHL there. They had a solid team fight and left before they died, and Beast Coast used a lot more cooldowns. So it does look like though they're, because of that and because of the just minion push, DHL have to go back, reset, heal up, and that's going to let Beast Coast get halftime. Both teams even on XP. Did we see 16s yet? 16 from Q, I know that one. So RL did not take the quest this time, instead opting for faster attack speed. With Artanis and Raynor, that makes sense on your team. Joe's down, Rez is up, and it's confused. Ooh, Deathwing in trouble, and that Sanctification is going to be enough. Question, are they able to get something from it? No. Looks like this is turning bad for Beast Coast. DHL pushing that advantage. Let's take another look at the talents here. However, the Beast Coast had enough of an advantage with the Immortal health that they were able to still get it. And Greymane again had to come back because of those early minions. Now, Beast Coast wants to win. They say, we've got a super strong Immortal, almost 20s, we want to win. Artanis up here, clearing the way. So we'll see, DHL is putting damage on the Immortal now. How much are they able to do? Artanis, no fear, just on it. Yeah, down to 40%. Artanis is able to solo this almost. Good defense from DHL, getting a kill, but it's too late with the core. And so that's game 2. Beast Coast puts back to 1-1, which means that in both this week and last week, when these two teams have faced each other, neither of them have managed a domination. So this is 1st seed and 8th seed, but both teams are really able to draw blood on the other team. So if you look at these stats here, that is very interesting, I think. Didn't notice it in the game, but look at the kills. And think that blue team lost. So I think that part of that is just the value of res. Several of those kills were nullified. And part of that is, I think Beast Coast won all Immortals but one. And even though there were a few kills, Beast Coast was often able to get them low enough and get that early pressure with the minions that they were able to, DHL had to go back. So it'll be interesting on a different map. Because DHL's got to be feeling happy about how a lot of those fights went, and yet they did not win. So on a different map, I'll be curious what'll happen. Looking at Deathwing, gosh. Looking at damage, Deathwing is up top here. And there's a sizable difference here. Not at all like the first game where it was very close between both teams. Um, and then Greymane in third, and then a significant drop off from the rest of the 7 players. XP mostly even between the offlaners and most of the other players. Looks like actually just because of the kills, DHL was able to get a lot more. So swap really quickly to between games, see what happened. So we have Volskaya Foundry for the map pick for map 3. And I think that Beast Coast picked it. Okay, yeah. So Beast Coast picked this map. This should all be updated, and I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be right back. All right, so we are back. On to the game 3 for first seed versus 8th seed in the first round of the playoffs in Div A. Exciting. For the third and final map, regardless of how this goes, we are on Volskaya Foundry. And this map, so DHL had the option of map pick or draft pick, and they did go for draft pick. So all 3 games here, the team with the option has gone for first draft pick. And so Beast Coast has second draft pick, and they decided to go to Volskaya Foundry. We are just waiting for both teams to get ready up. Looks like we are ready up, so we will hop into the draft here in just a sec. There we go.
Volskaya Industries.
So, first ban from DHL. I wonder if these will be respect from the previous games or just from their previous scouting information. We'll see what happens. Cho again. So we had Gol, Cho, Cho each time. They just do not want to see that. and Stuka from Beast Coast. So both teams sticking with their first bans, same thing that they've had all game. Now, last time when DHL was first pick, they banned Deathwing on their second ban. Perhaps not wanting to take it first pick, but also knowing that Deathwing or that Beast Coast would. And so they do it again. So they ban Deathwing once again, and we could see a Kael'thas here. Yes. So these bans looking remarkably similar to bans that we've seen all night, except that Deathwing made it through last game. So Ariel's up. The team that has had Ariel has won in games 1 and 2. We'll see if Ariel gets picked and if that trend continues. Li Ming has been early pick for DHL, but they're going with Anna this time. Anna, they probably still want Li Ming. They've taken her both games. So Li Ming and Anna is a tried and true combination. We'll see if that's what they go for.
This realm needs me.
And Beast Coast snags the Li Ming, knowing that DHL was almost certainly going to grab it. I'm curious how much they wanted Li Ming versus how much they didn't want DHL to have it. And Greymane has also been in every game this series and has been on the losing team every game this series. Varian Lunara, these are two heroes that we have not seen tonight, thankfully. So, yes, let's see, I don't remember, we could probably check that. I don't remember if they're tank player, if this was their tank player or not. So I don't know if they're planning on weird offlane variant or what, or taunt tank variant. Beast Coast banning Jaina, saying, you have Anna, we're going to take out all the fun mages. Pick or ban. So there's still other mages, Gul'dan, Mephisto, but less traditional. Beast Coast doesn't have a heal or a tank, so we could see a Joe ban. Uther ban, okay. Beast Coast went Uther main tank on their game 1. So maybe that's what they want to see. They didn't want to see. And Ariel Joe. Ariel Joe are, again, like last game, kind of top of class heroes for their roles. Not heroes that I think DHL wanted them to take, but you only get so many bans. Last two picks. DHL needs maybe offlane and some damage. Blaze the offlane, and Cassia's damage. So quite different heroes than they had before. And for their last pick here, probably an offlaner for Beast Coast. Chen. Okay, so we are going to have Chen versus Blaze in the offlane. I would say that probably favors Chen a bit. I think the more interesting perhaps thing is going to be decide ownership of the Hookah Lounge. Yeah. The team fights. Is Blaze able to get big stuns, or is Chen able to probably Panda Pals, hop on and kill Anna? So we're going to see what happens with that. Because, as you know, the offlane is the most important role. So Blaze versus Chen is really the only thing that matters. let's see. Yeah, no one to nano. Yeah. So we'll either see nano on Cassia or just Eye of Horus. Eye of Horus is supposedly not bad. For DHL on game 3, trying to pull out the 2-1 win, we have Blue 1442 on Anna, Devo on Lunara, Big Wiz on Blaze, Patches on Cassia, and Starfox 64 on Varian. Beast Coast, we've got Mega Muffin on Li Ming, Ceres on Ariel, Monkus on Greymane, Secret 333 on Chen, and the Pie Maker on Joe. Both teams trying to clinch out that round 1 victory. Now, so early game, Beast Coast may have a little bit of an advantage, so they may be okay with the skirmish, because Varian is often joked that he's not a hero until level 4, which is when he's going to be able to pick the taunt. However, heavy damage coming out from DHL. So Beast Coast may be licking their wounds and regretting that a little bit. Offlaners go to their respective offlanes, as they should. Skirmish up here for the wave, and both teams continuing to fight. Start to go down, yeah. Really, the 4-stack, they want to just be mid-top, 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 as best they can while splitting off to get mercs. So Beast Coast has cleared every wave a little bit faster, so they're going to use that to go for a gank or go for the... they're going to try to steal mercs here. But DHL is already coming, but Lunara's top. So Blaze comes in to even it up, Chen comes in to give Beast Coast their advantage again. Hops on the Ana. So Blaze getting there before Chen was a big deal. And Beast Coast really should have seen that coming. That was a great kind of audible by Blaze there. Seeing his team was outnumbered, so Blaze runs back, gives them that even up that advantage, and is able to get a stun on the back line. Oh, thank you for the raid, Mark Zombie. And Chen was noticeably later getting to that fight. Chen put some good damage onto Ana in the back line, but during that, too much was on his squishies. Fight over the healer camp, and yeah, down. So DHL probably quite happy with this. They got to taunt and have 3 camps now, 3 items at the start of the objective here in 15 seconds. DHL at a 1.5 level lead. DHL is in a comfortable position. So Beast Coast, knowing this, goes for their mercs. Joe tries to stall this as long as she can, as long as she doesn't die. She did. I gotta think that the heal must have been on cooldown. So the only advantage Beast Coast got there is DHL used a turret. It's small, but take what you can get. So DHL now still with a level 1.5 lead. Grilling Kill and Adhesive Petroleum. I'll say not traditional Blaze talents, but I actually saw both of these relatively recently. I wonder if it was... I don't remember what game. I would think that maybe we'll actually see the... whatever the gauntlets are called, where your basic attacks ignite your oil. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that later to kind of synergize with these. Oops, seeds. There we go. Switch to... oh, I'm on draft soon. Oh, thank you. Ha. Thanks. Anna going full sleep dart. Victory Rush. Ooh, dear. Mega Muffin gets out. Oh, magic missiles that way for some reason. Marcus did not get the kill on Lunar and is gonna die for the attempt. So all items out. All DHL because they're the ones that had them, which is good for Beast Coast, but they lost Greymane. And so they're gonna have to give up this protector, go back, heal up, get the mercs. Yeah, Victory Rush, which I think is standard for taunt. Splintered Spear, also see that a lot. Range, Energized Quarter again. This is the RL talent that almost feels mandatory, I feel like, with the nerf. It was very good beforehand anyways, but now with the RL nerf today, I feel like you have to have that. Chen has not taken a level 7, which is... I'm not sure if that's intentional. Subdue Joe. And the one I want to talk about a little bit more is Li Ming. Because Li Ming has gone an entirely different build from the 2 times that DHL took them. Li Ming, this is a Calamity build. Dominance for the health, and then Calamity and Ether Walker with teleports. Calamity used to be the more traditional pick, I would say. In a lot of random games and such, I've seen, and NGS, I've seen Orb more. I haven't played her enough recently to know which is better, but Mega going for the traditional. 7 is the same tier. Oh, huh, okay, I forgot my Blaze talents. So I take 1 talent at 7, and it's not this Grill and Kill, and it's not the gauntlets that ignite the oil either. So it's interesting to see this sort of ignited oil. Yes, Sega's yelling at me because I don't know Blaze's talents. Look, I have my Blaze build, and I stick with my Blaze build, okay? I've experimented with 13 and 16s, but I don't like these talents. There's also the level 4, which reduces damage for your trait, which I've experimented with some too, but honestly, I just like big oil spills. So, 10s for both teams. We've got Cursed Bullet, which against the Varian Blaze, I can see that. I think Go for the Throat would have also had some nice value, because there are some squishies there. Res, of course, Panda Pals, Wave of Force, which is again different. Joe dies after she used her ult Blessed Shield and missed. Other end, we've got Bunker, we've got Nano Boosts, so we'll have to keep an eye out on who Ana Nano Boosts. Valkyrie, which we saw come out there, and I don't think it hit someone. This is sometimes wonky. Extra Charge for Varian, and Leaping Strike, which is the most fun. So, Greymane got taunted and does die. RL does not have res, now the question is, do they get more? Yes. So, take a look at these kills. That is a scary looking number of kills, kill differential there. DHL is knocking it out of the park with these ganks and fights. Ooh, Bush Party, and yeah, Taunt plus Valkyrie is enough. And not enough for the Cassia counter kill. So again, no kills for Beast Coast and 13 now for Deathwing's Hookah Lounge. Deathwing's Hookah Lounge has got to be feeling hyped. Some water. DHL takes the first fort of the game at almost 9 minutes in. Second objective just spawned, so just the timing they wanted, basically. This fort is also quite low. 13's Fuel Leak. This is the most common on this tier. It's not the one I take, but it is common. So we'll say that. Remove stuns, so that really the only one that's for is Blessed Shield. So That's an interesting pick. There's not actually all that many stuns on the side of Beast Coast. Slows. Shattering. Valkyrie just hit Joe at the end there. Bunker drop, Panda Pals launched, Panda Pals go on to Anna. But with 2-level lead, it's just not enough damage. Joe's coming back, but Joe's not where she wants to be. Joe did get that kill on the Cassia that Munkus didn't quite finish, and on Anna and on Lunara. So quite a turnaround there. The Joe res kind of pop up on the back line, and the rest of Beast Coast kind of protecting Ariel when DHL wanted it. Did not expect that team fight to end that way. So, 4 people dead on Deathwing's Hookah Lounge. Beast Coast is going to try to do what they can with it. However, still a level lead, which means that when they come back up, they have 16s. This is common on this tier. Sharpshooter. This is a hard one, because if you miss the Q, you lose the reset, so yeah, I do that a lot. Banner spell power, I think that's pretty much the one that people take now. If I remember, there's a 20 that it synergizes with pretty well too, but also just, you've got a decent amount of spell power and heals. Increased range, piercing, movement speed again, the sharing shields, illusionist, because Leeming's all about the teleport this game, and roar. So interestingly, I wonder if it was a mistake for for Beast Coast to go for the objective at all. If they were just going to fall back when DHL comes to contest it, they should have known they didn't have time there and maybe could have done something else on the map. Double soaked more, or got all 3 lanes of soak, and then had 16s earlier, I don't know. But it feels like they wasted some time there. So DHL wanting to, they got the key wall. It looks like they may be happy with that. Panda Pals go on Anna, get her down quite low. And they get her down and do spawn back to a full health Chen now. Munkus, the healing world looks like it's gonna save. No. So counter kill, so now 1-1.
I must say, our engineers have made good progress with them. Hero
So,
slain.
you know, the last little bit with Beast Coast has gone better. They're still kind on the map.
Hero slain. Hero
Just a
slain.
1-for-1 trade there.
Hero slain.
Okay, nice. Okay, so because Varian and Blaze came back in, Beast Coast was able to make that trade advantageous for them. So we'll see. DHL is going to try to push out. Bot lane's the next most important lane now, because Point C is that, and Point C is next, and it's a, let's say, funny one. But having the fort and the well helps. Let's take like 16 talents. We saw DHL's already because they had quite the level lead before. Down to about half a level lead now. Executioner again for Greymane, so gonna want to be taking advantage of, you know, let's see, Panda, Chen and Joe probably mostly. Attack speed again. This is what Beast Coast took last time to Ariel too. Combo strikes, so Chen's gonna be auto attacking as much as he can. Mirror ball, so 5 magic missiles, and then fanaticism. Just looks like it synergizes pretty well with level 1. Both teams now are wanting 20s as soon as they can. So they're both close enough that they want 20s for the next objective. And they both may get it. DHL looking like they want to be sneaky. Beast Coast not taking the bait. Going for their mercs, right as the blue mercs come up, and DHL sees this, and so goes now for bot. DHL really wants the well, as much as they can get up the fort, maybe the whole thing even. It's just a bonus. About half. DHL quite happy with that. They don't even care at this point. If maybe these mercs take down the whole fort, I don't think DHL even cares at this point. Deathwing's Hookah launch is going to go up and clear that, which means they will not be ready for the point now. But they're going to get 20s first.
Terminal activated. Take control.
And they'll be back plenty of time. So, Beast Coast trying to do a counter push here. Seeing DHL up top. Trying to get as much as they can, but it's not as much. So DHL looking happy. Beast Coast has no choice now but to try to soak the last, quarter level they need. Zoom out. Yes, I can zoom. Thank you for the reminder. Sorry, I keep forgetting that. 20s, we got upgraded bunker, which is a powerful talent. Gives 50 armor and longer armor. Nano infusion, which means that the heal, which I'm gonna be honest, I haven't noticed who Nano has been on the whole game. So whoever has it will get the nice heals. Valkyrie upgrade. The banner upgrade, yes, increases healing received, which combos well with the extra spell power, which increases healing given. So lots of bonus heals now, and damage, for Variant's flag. And then activatable bonus points. Beast Coast has 20s as well, and a decent item advantage. One turret placed, one turret held, a healing item held, and one turret on DHL's side. Turret on the point. These turrets, unfortunately, are not doing much. Panda Pow's out though, and this is a fight. Oof, that was rough. DHL needs some amount of counter kills. They're charging for the keep. They may be able to, but no. So that went well. That was. We'll see what happens with this protector, but possibly a game-changing fight right there. DHL does not have time to engage. They're just going to grab the healing camp, probably their mercs as well, and try to prep as best they can. If they can't get their mercs because it started now. So Li Ming has to go up and defend this wave. They're too close to losing their keep, and they don't want that to happen.
Blue team has taken control of a
Which
protector.
probably either they're hedging their bets, so they don't think they can win here. Sometimes this protector is enough to end it, but they're not ready for that. Sorry, so 20s here. So human basic attack splash, shield for Ariel. The upgrade for Chen, which means that he's going to be rooting a significant amount of time and lasting longer. Big wave of force and super busted shield. Not the one that gives her the big shield when she dies, you'll note. So Pymaker planning on not dying. Protector health getting quite low. So I think Beast Coast wanted more from that, but DHL was able to defend that quite well. Okay, the trait from Joe was able to help her escape. Variant taunted her and it looked like she may have been in trouble, but Joe's hard to pin down. So with 20 seconds left on the protector, looks like they may just want to pop out some damage, see what happens, try to turn around if they can. Looks like shouldn't get much with it. 5 seconds left. So they pop out and stuff's gonna happen. Monkus got caught by the Valkyrie just as he popped, which is not what he wanted. Let's save. Panda Pal's all quite low. You don't want to ever die with Panda Pals because that just feels so bad. Chen coming back, but it doesn't matter maybe because the rest of Beast Coast is falling. And with that should be game.
Hero slain.
Deathwing's Hookah Lounge is going to run top,
Blue
and they're
team
going to end the game.
destroyed the fort.
We'll see. They are pushing mid keep first.
Red
Oh,
team's
they're
fort
pushing.
is under attack.
Just walking. They were just too lazy to go up around to top lane. Okay. I was gonna say I don't know if I agree with getting the keep down. There's no point to it right now. And that is going to be game. First round of the playoffs for these two teams ends on game 3 with a decently close game. Strong push into the bot there by Beast Coast, but DHL defending it and using their early top lane advantage to win once they got that. Now, if I were an experienced caster, I would be looking at my notes right now to prep for nice interview questions, but I didn't prep. So take a quick look at the stats while I double check if we want a interview. Double the kills for Deathwing's Hookah Lounge. They had that like 13-0, I think, advantage, and then basically stayed even the rest of the game there. Trying to figure out where we're gonna do this interview. Casting lobby? Maybe no. Lobby 1. Sure. There we go. Hey, I cannot hear you.
Hello?
Hello. There we go. Okay.
Hey.
So congratulations on the win. First round of playoffs, and you took it.
Woo! Hell yeah! Feels good, man. That team is really good. They almost beat us literally last week of the season. They were our last game of the season, and they almost beat us in that one. And man, we knew they were going to be tough. They play a lot of off-meta heroes, but we just stuck to the game plan, got it done.
Yeah, I noticed. So big question here. You banned Gall in the first game, but Cho in the next two. What was the thinking
I
behind
mean, they're
that?
both really good. They're just so thick, so like, I mean, how can you stop a two-headed ogre like that? It's just fucking impossible. So
It's
excuse
tough.
my mouth.
Yeah. Some more draft questions then, I suppose. It seemed like both teams were not prioritizing Ariel as strongly as she has been in the past. Is that due to today's patch, or you think you can deal with her now?
It was partially due to the patch. I mean, like I said, we just played a 2 out of 3 where we barely won last week against this team, and so we knew that I think both teams came in with a little bit of familiarity, and we had a little different draft meta than what you might see in Storm League. But Ariel, we knew wasn't like going to be the hyper prioritization she had been previously. We still had to play at game 1, and they still had to play at game 3 because there was some healer chokes. And then, they took that double healer in the first game, healer choke, so that was rough. But Blue can play anything. We could have put him out there on the Lily, and he would have got it done.
I noticed that Beast Coast banned Stukov every game. They just did not want to see Blue on Stukov.
No, they didn't want to see that. It's just 5-man explosion roots into the silence every time he plays it. So, yeah, they didn't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Kill Thoughts.
The Kill Thoughts also banned, I think, every game.
Patches just hits 3 men in the fire strike every single time, and they don't want that either.
Yeah. So one last draft question, I think. Li Ming got stolen from you, I assume, in the third game. Were you planning on Li Ming still?
Oh yeah, we were disappointed. They got the 2 best DPS available, so we had to like on the fly throw everything out like and go just pure counter pick, and
Hmm.
it was
Greymane
it all
being the
came down
second
to
DPS.
execution. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Greymane lost every
I
game
mean,
this
Greymane's
race.
had oh, did he?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunate, but Greymane's been a high priority all season, so I don't think that's changed too much. He's very flexible,
Mhm.
all around good.
So when you won that first game, are you planning on taking the second game and cleaning it out right there? Did the surprise on Battlefield of Eternity? How'd you feel going into the third then?
Well, the Battlefield of Eternity, yeah, it didn't go how we planned. They played it really well. I
Something.
mean, we were hoping the Deathwing nerfs were bigger than they were, and we still got bodied by them.
Mhm.
We only had one death though in that game. It
Yeah,
was 12-1,
I
and
noticed that the kills would
it
you
was
would
just
not have
they just
thought.
got way too big of a lead early game.
Mhm.
Kind of what we did game 3 as well.
Mhm.
Like we just jumped out way too far, and it's tough to come back when you lose that much structure.
Mhm. Yep. Were you worried at all in game 3 when they got that third protector? Because the point C protector, especially that late in the game, can sometimes just end it.
Oh yeah, we were in full panic mode. Just everyone hit the buttons at the same time, like let's do it. And man, that last fight, I can't even remember it. So much adrenaline was pumping, but there was a lot of peel. Everyone praised me for my blaze peel, and I was like, did I really? I was just like blacked out. And
It was solid peel, yes.
so
I have a chat question here to ask you about Star Fox 64 performance.
yeah.
I don't know if
Oh,
that's a.
I mean, Fox is the MVP every game he plays, except for that one ETC Mosh. But it didn't matter. We were so far behind.
Taking Mosh, I think, was ambitious in that because there was a lot of stuns there on
Yeah,
Beast's team.
it's a pure psychological pick, Make him hold.
Let's see then. And so, do you know who your next team is going to be?
I do
So
not.
looks like no. Goodbye Forever and Team
Have they
Happy
played yet?
Cloud. They are playing. They are playing Sunday, so you will have very little time uh,
Okay.
to
They,
know.
smart. They're not going to show it. We're only going to have a day to dissect the strats.
Yes.
Well, we'll have very little time to schedule too. Damn.
Yes.
That sucks.
Do you have any team that you more want to see?
You know who I want to see? I want to see Dread Pirates in the final. Let's go. 1 versus 2. We tied on the same number of games. We got them during the season, and they bodied us in a scrim the other day. I'll give it to them, but I want to play that team and see how it goes.
So you're hoping to make it to the finals there and face off against Dread Pirate on the other end of the bracket.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck with that. Any shout outs you want to give?
Absolutely. Like all seasons, shout outs to NGS. Thank you for giving us something fun to do every week and keeping HOTS alive. Shout out to you for jumping in and casting this game.
It was
And
fun watch.
I mean, shout outs to the Deathwings Hookah Lounge. We got a playoff win. We used to be known as Lion Speed, and we would always lose first round. So we broke through that barrier this time.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck for the rest of the playoff season.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, and that's that. Thank you everybody for joining in. This is my first time streaming here. It was kind of fun. Went all right, I think. Not too many catastrophic mistakes. And hope y'all will tune in for the rest of NGS. Let me look really quickly as to what we have coming up. There are Div B and Div C both have a game tomorrow, and then it looks like Div C and Heroic have a game on Friday. So tune in, watch those, and have fun playing Heroes of the Storm. Bye.